A ka ndru qasja e NATO-s ndaj tranzicionit të FSK-s në ushtri? What does NATO guarantees that reward to the teams?
I'm here to visit the personnel of our KFOR mission, together with all the permanent representatives of NATO's North Atlantic Council and KFOR operational partners. Our presence today is another concrete demonstration of the Alliance's steadfast commitment to lasting security across Kosovo and to regional stability. We just had a very useful discussion on the security situation here in Kosovo and in the region. NATO has supported peace and stability in the Western Balkan region for 30 years now. Our commitment remains strong today, spearheaded by KFOR, which is currently our longest, as you said, and also our largest mission. Under the excellent leadership of General Enrico Borduano, who is sitting at the first row, our KFOR troops work relentlessly to ensure a safe and secure environment for all people and communities living in Kosovo, in line with KFOR's long-standing UN mandate. In addition, the NATO Advisory and Liaison Team continues to support the security organizations in Kosovo through capacity building, education and training coordination. A secure Western Balkans region means more security across the whole Euro-Atlantic area. We must be clear-eyed on what lies ahead. Decades of hard-won peace must not be jeopardized. KFOR is fully postured to respond to any relevant security developments. And in that regard, we look forward to continued cooperation between Pristina and KFOR in line with decades of lasting commitments. This is important for us. NATO will continue to play its part within our mandate for security of all. We do this in close coordination with the Kosovo Police and the EU Rule of Law Mission in Kosovo ULEX, in our respective roles as security responders. Having said that, stability in the region ultimately depends on all sides choosing diplomacy over violence. The solution to long-standing peace is political. In this respect, NATO will continue to fully support the normalization of relations between Belgrade and Pristina, led by the European Union. This is the only way to solve pending issues and secure a stable future, ensuring that the rights of all communities are respected and safeguarded. And to move this dialogue forward, both sides must show flexibility, make the necessary compromises and focus on the long-term gains. And I fully understand that this requires difficult decisions, but we must look at the big picture. Normalization brings greater stability, more investment opportunities, and also lasting security across the whole region, for the benefit of all. And this is the message that I will continue to deliver to all my counterparts in the region. Dear Fjosa, once again, thank you so much for welcoming us in Pristina and for a very useful exchange of views to be continued. But for this moment, thank you. Well, obviously, we have to make sure that all relevant players in the region are in close coordination and in close, let's say, strategizing going forward. And that is why I visited yesterday Sarajevo and spoke with the 3 members of the Bosnian-Herzegovinian presidency, why today I'm visiting KFOR here, and I thank you again for welcoming here in your office. Thank you so much, and it is very important for me to visit KFOR here on this official visit to KFOR here in Kosovo. But I am also in very close contact with Alexander Vucic. We were on the phone last week. He will visit me in Brussels soon, hopefully this month. We are looking for dates to do that, and I try to be even-handed and send my messages to all relevant partners that only collectively we can bring this region to a lasting peace. You cannot foresee a future where in 40, 50 years we still are stuck in the same problems. And that means that it has to be a political solution to this, and that requires the leadership of all politicians. And you have a president here who has a impact not only here in Kosovo but also in the wider region, and is respected all over the European Union. And that helps. And the same goes for the presidency in Sarajevo, but also for Alexander Vučić. So we have to work together and make sure that we bring this region to a lasting peace. It is crucial, 30 years after 1995. Well, on your first question, the mandate is to make sure that the KSF has what it needs to be effective in its humanitarian role here in Kosovo. That's exactly the mandate NATO has to help KSF to develop better and better, to become a humanitarian force of power in this country when humanitarian issues arise. And that's the mandate, and that's what we are working on every day and continuously. And on your second question, I think that is not so much to Kosovo, but more generally to the situation in Ukraine. Well, here I would side with President Trump. First of all, I want to really note the fact that thanks to him, there has now been a breakthrough when it comes to Ukraine in terms of starting talks with both the Russians and the Ukrainians. That is important. It's good that the French and the Brits have taken initiative, that when a peace deal or a ceasefire would happen in Ukraine, that there will be this issue of security guarantees. One way to do that would be European troops in Ukraine, but there could also be other ways to do this. I think President Trump is right that before you can keep a peace, you first need to have the peace. And the peace is not yet there. But at the same time, we all agree you have to work in parallel, because when a peace ceasefire is there or a peace deal is there, you have to be sure that you can somehow guarantee that peace. And one of the models to do that is what the French and the Brits are working on with many other countries. And that conversation is important, is also in close conjunction with the United States. But again, to President Trump's argument, first a peace deal before we can keep any peace.